Okay, well, I'm gonna go live to my group too.
Okay, we're live.
Hold on. Nothing goes right when you're in a hurry.
I know. I think we're live.
Like,
I can't see
I've
it.
learned so many things. Okay, I
Right.
am. You can stay on and wave.
Hey, Sandy, do you hear me? Sandy, let me know if you hear me. Christy
Me,
can't hear
no, I
me.
cannot hear you, but you
Christy
can hear
can't.
me. Oh, am
Hey,
I live?
April.
It says
Yes.
live. Hello, everybody. I'm Christy Darty. I am a guest here on Pam's page, and I'm going live on my page too. But we have had some traumatic
They
experience
say they
trying to go
hear
live,
me.
and I'm a ventriloquist, and I'm gonna speak for Pam now. She can't talk. We're muted, so I
They
can say
hear
anything I
me.
want.
They
Can
can
y'all
hear
hear
me.
her? Tell her in the wait. Pam, they can hear you.
Yes.
I'm the only one that can't hear her. Okay, anyway, let's get to business. I can't believe that. We can't hear each other.
They can hear us both.
They can hear us both. I can read lips, though.
Okay. All right. Welcome, everybody. This is day 3 of Bunnies and Butterflies, or Butterflies and Bunnies. I'm so glad you can hear us both. We can't hear each other. So, today is day 3. So, I've invited my friend Christy to come and be a guest teacher today, teaching. I'm trying to talk slowly so she can read my lips. And using the printables, the new printables that we've introduced this week. And so many of y'all have already joined the new club, and I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. And this is founding members joining now, and so that means you're going to be helping me decide on the sizes and all the different ways that we're going to turn my art and reformat it into printables that y'all can use for your Bible journaling, for framed art, for your creative projects. So it's going to be a lot of fun. We're really excited about it. So Christy's got a project that she's going to show you. She's going to teach us. And then when Christy, I've got Linda, who works here with me. I've got lots of friends who are excited about the printables, and I'm excited too. So welcome, everybody. Let us know you're here in the comments. And at the end of the week, I'm going to collect all the people who commented, and I've got some prizes to give away at the end of the week. So, Christy, do you want to, are you ready? Are you ready? Hold on. Hold on, y'all.
I got nothing.
I'm going to.
But you can't hear me either, right?
Yes, I hear
you. You can hear me. Okay.
I do.
Oh, that's good. What if I told you that I'm just kidding? I could hear you all this time.
I think we're doing a comedy show, like a Lucy and Ethel comedy show. Christy, it's your turn.
My turn. Y'all, it's so funny because seriously, it's like dead quiet over here. And then I feel bad because I was like probably over talking you in the beginning, thinking that, they can only hear me.
No.
So, hey,
I'm going to make
everybody.
myself small.
I guess I'm live now. Hey, y'all, I'm Christy Darty. If you haven't met me yet, Pam and I have become sweet friends. We both have a passion for the same thing, and that's creating art that revolves around the Lord's Word. And so I thought it was so fun when she asked me to be a part of her special week where she's going live every day at noon Central to talk about her new printables, her printable subscription. And you'll have to tell me the name, like what the name of the actual subscription is. Maybe, I don't know. But I see a lot of familiar faces here. Thank y'all for coming. And some of you may be on my page, but I'm Create with Christy. I teach hand lettering and doodling. And so we do a lot of those similar things, but totally different styles. So it's really fun to follow different people with different styles because it helps you develop your own. So that's pretty cool. But I am going to change my camera now. I'm telling y'all, the problems that we've had trying to get to this moment. Normally I have dual cameras, so it makes it super easy, but anyway, we couldn't figure everything out. So I am going to change my camera. You won't see my face for a little while. You'll see my hands, and I'll show you what I've come up with her printables. It's been so fun. Love it. ART Printables or something like that. Thank you, April. All right, let me switch my camera. Hopefully everything goes well here. That's pretty good. That's not bad. All right. Can y'all still hear me though? Tell me in the comments, can you still hear me? That would be terrible if you couldn't. Can you hear me? Thank you. Thank you, Pam. We can hear you. Okay. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. All right. So I am going to turn down the Zoom a little bit. Here's some of the printables. I just print out a couple different pages because she's got so many different ones, but I just thought I'm going to do something with this, and then I'm going to do something with this one. There's just so many pretty sets. And then with this one, I was like, I want to do something with it. It's so pretty, but I haven't done anything with that one yet. But this is printed out on vellum paper. Love the see-through. It just gives it a classier look. This is also vellum, and it just went through my printer. And this is just a regular, I have a simple basic printer. It's an HP, nothing fancy. Now this is printed on something else that's kind of special. I'm not going to tell you that yet. That's a surprise that's going to come after I show you the first project. So I have two projects to show you. This is just one of the designs. I don't know why I didn't print right, but all I need is this. But this is special paper. And if you think you know what it is, you can say in the comments. But I don't think you're going to know. Okay, now here is, well, I was going to show you the finished card, but I'm like, no, let me not. Okay, this is just a card that's already been folded. Already been scored. And I'm just going to fold that over. And then it comes with an envelope. One of my favorite things is to go ahead and buy my cards already cut, because I know there's a better chance I'm going to finish the project if I already have it out, already cut and everything. Oh, I see paper color, blah, 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 y'all, I cannot speak. Watercolor paper. It is not watercolor paper, but good guess. Now I'm going to pick out one of these butterflies. Let's see. I think I'm going to pick out this one right here because I can get the whole butterfly. Almost. I can fix that right there. But I'm just going to cut it with my scissors. And I don't want to mess up anything, so I'm going to cut around this tiny baby butterfly. You never know why you might need it. But I love card making. Do y'all love receiving cards in the mail that are not bills? I think we can all say hallelujah together. I absolutely do. I love doing Happy Mail with my students. We focus on that at least once a year, where I do a little workshop with that. And it's so fun to make something cute and creative and send it to make someone feel special. Now I'm going to go ahead and cut off the little antennas because we're going to redraw them. You could cut around that if you wanted to. It's just, I think it's cute to use your pens. Sorry, y'all, I feel like I'm like doing this so slow. Okay, I'm getting better. I could have been like the magic of TV and already had it cut out. But I want you to see how easy it is. Leave a little bit of clear around the edges. It just makes it look more elevated. And by the way, yesterday, some of you thought I was going to be live here yesterday, and I was, but my grandmother, my 92-year-old grandmother, fell and broke her hips. I was at the hospital while she was having surgery. I wanted to make sure everything was good with her. Okay, so now I've got this pretty butterfly that I can do something with. Sorry, that dirty spot there. I need to fix that. Okay, but and remember, I want to leave room for my antennas. I could turn it that way, or I could turn it this way. I think I'm going to put it right here. And I don't want the whole thing to be glued down because the pretty part is seeing through it. So I'm just going to grab some adhesive and put it down in a few places. Wait, that looks like, which side looks brighter? Does it? Yeah, that looks brighter. Okay. So I'm just going to pick a few places. Because I want it to kind of roll up or look like it's flying, right? Thank you about my grandmother. Her name is Rosie. Please pray for her, but she's doing amazing. Her attitude. She's got a positive attitude. I want to be just like her when I grow up. Y'all would love her. Okay, so see how I left a little bit of this kind of loose? Because I like that where it's just kind of flying around there. And then I'm going to get some kind of a marker. And this one's just the first one I saw. This is just a flare Papermate. And it's got two sides, a brush pen and then just a flare side. So I'm going to just make my little antenna right here. So it adds some of that hand-drawn feeling in with it. Next, I want a greeting here. What kind of greeting would be cute to say on the card? She fell and broke her hip. Yes, she did. She did. But she's a trooper. My mom just sent a text saying she is doing amazing. And you know, at 92, you just don't, oh, it's going to be a hard recovery. I do know that. Okay, so now I'm going to, let's look. Here's what I love to do. I love to gather my art materials or different ones that might work with what I'm doing. So these are Karen markers. These are actually pigment markers. They're permanent ink. They're water-based, but they work like paint markers. And so I'm just going to kind of pull out some that I think are going to look good with this. I like that. And then I already have some that I picked out from my original. And let's see if any of those go with it. It doesn't have to be perfect. I just want some that will look good to write with it. And I feel like I need kind of a darker pink maybe, but I'm not sure if this will be the one. So let's make a little sample with this color. What color is this? Okay, so this is called Pastel Red Lilac. Pastel Red Lilac goes here. So I'm going to see what it looks like. That's not the color I would have thought it is. But I'm going to shake it a little bit. I feel like it needs a little bit of, it looks like the ink needs to be shaken up a little bit. But I don't think that's the right color. So I just love to go through my markers and kind of pull out what looks good with, and this one is Pastel Magenta. I know they're so pretty, Pam. Okay, that's better. We're getting closer to this warmer pink. I know it's kind of hard to see with the, let me see if my camera, it looks like a little, does it look kind of over, the exposure's kind of high. Let me go down and see if that's a little bit better. That might be a little better. See how that's a little bit warmer? I like that one better. But I already had this one pulled out. This is Pastel Red. I like that one. Okay. Pastel Red, Pastel Pink. Oh, that's really, really, really soft. Okay, so let me go into another box over here and get maybe one more color that I think would look good with this butterfly. I guess because we've got the turquoise there, that might be nice to play with. So let me try these 2 turquoises and then we'll get going on our card. I am so glad y'all are here today. This is so fun. Okay, this is duck egg. Where's duck egg? I don't even see it on here. There it is. Oh yeah, I like that. Okay, there's that one. I'm going to take away this other blue and then this turquoise. And this one is called Cool Aqua. Yeah, that's good too. Okay, I got the colors that I want, and then I've got to decide what I want to write on the card. Did y'all come up with a saying? I already have a plan if you didn't. Any sayings? Okay, so what I normally do whenever I am teaching, I usually have my students consider using a erasable pen to get your position on where you want the lettering to go, but I feel like I want to get going because I want to make sure I can do both projects. So I'm going to start with, which one do I want to start with? I'm going to start with the pink. No, with the blue. These blue nails are a little obnoxious. I've never worn them. I don't think I've worn them before, and I don't think I'll wear them again. Hi, Tisha. Hello, hello. Okay, so I'm going to do, again, normally I would like encourage you to pencil this out. But since I've practiced for many, many years, sometimes I feel confident to go ahead and go for it. There's that one. And then I'm going to go for a word underneath there. Can you guess what it is? I bet you can tell now. Okay, and then from here, you could do some different techniques on blending or, shadowing or however you want to jazz this up. And while I'm here, what I could do too is say, like, maybe I wanted to tie in another color in here or change one of the colors. These are great for that. These are great. Now, I don't necessarily want to change this color, but I just want to show you what I mean. So, like, do you see how I don't think you can really tell, but I'm just adding. See that? And let me think of what else I can do. Okay, I love to put a border around something, just kind of ties it all in together. So I'm looking at these thinking, okay, which ones do I want to, tie in? And also I love to, elevate it. So I'm going to show you what I did on the other card so you can see the differences. But before I do that, let's go ahead and do a shadow. Well, I mean a border. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do this green. And the trick to doing something like this is to use your whole arm. Okay, use your whole arm. Get your whole arm into it, and you can make a straighter line without having to draw using a ruler. This is soft. I want it soft and subtle. That's why I chose this color. But see how it frames that in? Frames it in so good. Okay, so now we could go back to that black marker. Remember what I was using earlier? And we could do some detail work. Basically, I'm putting lines on the right-hand side of my lines. that I drew. And underneath. So it's where I would do shadowing. But look at that. I mean, that really ties in the outline here. It really pulls that in. So, and then you could keep going if you wanted to go ahead and do it here. One more thing I thought was kind of cute was to kind of mimic the little, those circles, and then just add some little circles on the border. Thank you. I love the black outline too. It really makes a difference. Okay. And then I'll pick one more color, and I guess since we use the green, I'll go ahead, but like 3 different. And if you wanted to go back in there, add some line detail work to that. So, okay, you ready to see the finished one? Here's the finished one that I did. It's different. It's got different colors because I chose one of the different butterflies, which makes it fun because you can try, you can use different things. And look, that butterfly has different detail work as this does. And it still had the dots, so that's kind of why I put the dots over here. I added little swirlies in the dots. But how fun. Okay, and this one, can you see what I did to the body? I mean, yeah, to the body. Can you tell what that is? Tell me in the comments if you know what that is. You like the circles? Thank you. It's funny how just something little like that can change up a card, right? Let's see. And then before, it's hard to let this one go. Let's go ahead and try to finish it up. But I wanted this to dry real quick. But however you want to do, I'm just doing swirls. And you can see on the spring on this one how I went ahead and did the outline for that one. It just adds so much. I think I'm going to have to do it on this one too. So you have to tell us in the comments what color combination is your favorite. Write down left. No. Left or right. Left or right. I was going to say purple because I don't know if that's blue or purple. I would call that, I don't know. I'd call it really pretty colors. Okay, did anybody notice what I added to the body? If you're my student, you have to know. Oh, we like the right, both. I think this one's my favorite because this color combination. Like, I don't know if I've ever done that. Look at this is a lighter blue. This is kind of purple and blue. Looks like I did maybe a two-tone on that as well. But for the inside here, I pulled out something beautiful. If I can find it. I don't think anybody's guessed what paper I'm going to use for the next project. Well, I don't know what happened to this, but glitter pens. So I love these Sparkle Pop. If you've never used them, they're so fun. But just to add a little metallic, I don't know if y'all can see the metallic very well on camera, but I put some metallic here and here, so it kind of sparkles in real life. And yay, good. I'm so glad. So I'm just going to scribble a little bit. Oh, see that? Ooh, it's so pretty. Just scribble a little bit. And I'm kind of doing it where she did her watercolor with yellow, just because. And this yellow here, adding that glitter. A little bit of glitter here. A little bit of glitter there. Can you see it? Oh, showstopper. Glitter's always a showstopper. Okay, so now this curled a little bit more after it was overnight. I made this a few days ago, and so I could go back and I could tape it down or more, or I could just love it the way it is, which I do love it this way. But when you put it in a card, you just want to be considerate to hold this down because it may fold over, you know, on you. But yeah, I'd probably add a little bit of tape on this one, and there we go. And so maybe tomorrow this one will be a little bit folded up more. But aren't those fun? Pam, you made it easy because you did all the beautiful artwork for us. I love it. This tape is, it's Amazon Basics, but it's called non-permanent. I actually think this one, I use this one and I also use this other one. I don't use tape a lot, but when I do, here, this is what I use. That's just a permanent glue runner, but this one is actually removable if you do it within a certain amount of time, if that makes sense. So, yay. Thank you, Gloria. Thank y'all so much. Okay. Are y'all ready? I don't see anybody guess what this is yet. I'm waiting to see. So this, if you were here in the beginning, I showed this and that we're going to do something with this, but I printed it out on a certain paper, but no one has, I don't think anybody's guessed it yet. Okay, well, I'm going to keep moving on, see if y'all, I hate to not use that side of it though. But anyway, okay. I'm going to cut it out. Now, while I'm cutting this out, you're going to guess, I think. But I want to leave a little bit of white space around the edge. And then I love the words, but if you had a project that you didn't have the words, sorry, my dog's, you could cut the words off. I'm going to keep them on just because they're so pretty. I love Pam's lettering. Look at this. I love this detail. Is that not the cutest? The heart with the cross with the heart. So cute. Okay. Try to be careful because I want my edges to be glossy paper. Good guess, but not quite. Now, as I'm turning around here, I still want to keep some white space. And I'm going to keep the antenna. Y'all are really giving up on guessing already. Photo paper, fabric paper. Okay, good guesses, but not yet. I don't see it yet. Okay, so now, y'all, this is so ugly. I'm sorry, I'm going to try to cover that up. I didn't think this was going to make such a, wait, I had a piece of paper to put under there. Let's do this. Again, I just printed this out at home on my home printer. And before I do the next step, I want to be sure to punch a hole in it. And when I do that, I want to do the biggest hole that I have as far as, and this is a crocodile if y'all don't have one of these. It's just a fancy hole punch that does a lot of other stuff. But this is my bigger side, so I want to punch a hole here. And I can decide, do I want to punch the hole like on each wing, or do I want to punch it just in the middle? I kind of want to try that, but I'm going to do it over here. So I'm going to make sure to leave a little edge around that. And I've got my hole punch. And I got my hole punch. All right. So next, Michael's on clearance has the hole punchers. Oh my goodness. Hello, Tony. Oh, Jackie. I knew Jackie would be the one to guess. It was like right up to the very edge, and she got it. Yes, this is Shrinky Dink paper or shrink plastic. And so now watch the magic happen. I'm going to, it's hot. It's going to be hot. So I just want to make sure that I've got something to hold it down. That's not my finger. And I'm going to use my heat gun. This is just a heat gun that you would use for embossing, just different kind of crafting. I use it all the time with my lettering because I erase my erasable pen with this, but it heats up pretty quick. And I'm just going to show you what it does. It's really quiet for a heat gun, which is nice, especially since you'll have to listen to it. But it doesn't take too long to get going. You can see it's starting to bubble up already. And in a minute, you're going to see it. There it goes. See it? I'm trying to, I know I might be blocking your view, but you kind of have to make sure it's all heated up, you know, evenly if you can. And just keep on making it hot. When it gets to a certain point, I know that it's kind of melted as much as it's going to melt. Then, oh, it's opening it up a little bit. Sometimes I have to help it out in the very, very end. And what I do is, okay, sorry. I know it's hard. You can't see it as much. Isn't it so cute though? Okay, so I'm going to turn it over and then I'm going to get something that I can put on it that's flat. Yeah, to hold it down for just a few seconds. Isn't that neat? I know, Brenda. It's so fun and it takes just a few seconds to cool. And what you do with it from here is totally your imagination, right? And so what could this be to you? I mean, it really could. You've never used the shrink? Oh, it's so, let me show you what the package looks like, y'all. So you can get you some. Okay, I'll have to look for it. How do things disappear so fast? But anyway, let me show you some of the other ones. So here's what I did. I added just some thread that I had at home, and I hung it on my cabinet handle, like it's just dangling from one of the cabinets, doorknobs, knobs. But think about what you could do with it. I think it'd be a pretty necklace actually, and you could, if you trimmed up, like took off the words, it might look like more symmetrical for a necklace if that's the look you're going for. And then I went ahead and I'm going to show you some other ones that I just thought were cute. This is another one of her designs that I shrunk down. I wasn't sure what to do with this one. And I was like, oh, this would be so cute, like on a card. Just imagine like half of a card, half of the size, and that'd be cute on there. Just as an embellishment that would, be dimensional, it just elevates your card. And then here's another one you could do that one too. This one I actually had holes in it, and then I decided to see if I could cut the holes off because I thought, no, maybe I'll use it in a different way. And I was able to use my scissors and just cut that off, which was kind of cool. And then here's the last one. This is also from her beautiful set. And this is just an embroidery hoop. It's a cute little decoration that you can hang up in your craft room or wherever. And I already had this fabric in it, and I just thought this would be so cute to kind of like tie it in there. I had one hole on this one. I just cut it as a scallop here, and then added that little doodad, and that was it. And it just hangs in my craft room like that. Super, super fun and cute. And then here's my cards. I'll have to send a picture to Miss Pam of the cards, so if she wants to post them, so you guys can look at them more later and use them as inspiration for your card making. I'm going to move my camera back. I have no idea if you're talking to me or not, but I'm still so tickled about our situation. Oh my goodness. That was so fun. So fun. You guys want to ask me any questions in the comments? Yeah, I love that y'all had different favorites. I just think, no, this one. I think this is my favorite. I just love those colors. Never put those colors together before, I don't think. Are you still here, Miss Pam? I don't see you.
Hello.
Yes. Thank you so much. That was so fun.
Thank you for being here. You are so awesome. You are so awesome and very creative. Now I want all of those markers. I had no idea they had so many colors. What kind of paper?
What kind of paper? That? Yes. I had the package to show y'all. Hang on one second. Let me see if I can find it.
Hear me. And that's kind of sad, but it probably made for a faster, because the way y'all two were cutting up and laughing.
Okay, it's called shrink film. Shrink film. right here. And I'll tell y'all what it says on here too. So it says, hang on, I'm trying to come back so I can look at y'all. Okay. It says print, heat, and shrink. This is 8.5 by 11, white. It shrinks to 20% of its original size. So you saw how that big, piece went down to 20%. That's pretty much all it says on the front. Oh, it has instructions. So, growing up, probably a lot of y'all did this in the oven. And that was so fun to watch in the oven. Not only did I do it in the oven as a kid, but as a 25-year-old mom, I was part of a Mothers of Preschoolers group. And I was the name tag person. And so I took shrink plastic and I had them do an art project where we lettered their names on there. And then, they had to color them. They were this big. But then they shrunk them and then they had their little name tag. It was so fun. I love shrink film. But anyway, you can do it in your oven, but I just happen to have the heat gun and it's right here and it's so easy. So okay, if you'll give me pictures, yes, I will, of course. Yep, I can do that. Thank you so much for having me. I need that at my house. Can you mail that to me?
I will. Y'all, if you didn't get the first part, Christy can't hear me. So I'm trying to talk slow so she can read my lips.
And I don't even believe that y'all can hear her because I can't hear her. I'm like, how can y'all? That doesn't make any sense.
Brenda's asking, where do you buy it?
Oh, where do you buy it? From Amazon. And I can, if you want me to send the link for that or whatever, I can. But yeah, just Amazon, shrink film, inkjet. Now that's important when you do buy different things. Make sure you get it for the right printer. And mine is an inkjet.
Perfect.
Is a desk jet and an inkjet the same thing?
I think it is.
I think so too. Okay.
Okay, so this is card making marathon.
Thank you. Thank y'all. Okay. You just go like this one. Am I done?
Right.
I love it. I'm glad you think the shrinking ink was fun, Pam. I did too. Oh, Linda's here to make another card. Awesome. Okay.
Right here.
So hi.
It's a card marathon.
So you're gonna put me down now where she can you can show her. Bye y'all.
Okay. This has been so much fun, everybody. Okay, so Christy showed us, just a recap for those who came in a little bit later, Christy showed us 2 different cards, and then she also took the art printable and she printed it onto Shrinky Dink paper, and we're going to put the links and stuff like that in the comments. So since Christy's doing a card, Linda also has a card. So I want to introduce Linda to y'all. This is Linda Caswell. She works here in the warehouse with me. She's a right-hand lady, and we are all so excited about the printables. Mm-hmm. Everybody is. So I said, "Hey, do y'all want to make something with them?" So Brandy will be here tomorrow, and she's got something with fabric.
She's got a really interesting project. Yeah, I mean, it's like
this too, though.
Well, but I've never even thought about what she's doing. So
y'all have to come tomorrow to see what Brandy's doing. So, and just as a reminder, these are all the brand new printables, and I've got links in the comments so you can learn more about it. But in a recap, I have taken some of my art designs and I've picked some that I thought would work well for some of your projects. And oh, Christy's saying something. Hang on. Now say it. What'd you say?
I can hear you.
You can?
Yeah, I turned up my volume.
Hey, listen, I was sharing with Brandy while we were listening to this, and I told them, I said, one day when I was teaching 4th grade, I just came in and put across the board, I don't have any voice today. I can't talk. And that went on for a couple of hours. They had to read everything that I was giving as instructions. And then, of course, something happened and I had to say, "What are you doing?" It was great. They weren't too happy,
They were
but I
paying
was
attention, weren't
yeah.
they? I love
That's
it.
funny.
I'm so glad that you can hear me now. So let's see if there's any questions before. So Amanda, it's on. So if you stay here with us, Christy, will it just still keep going? If you leave, so I'm going to minus you down, but you could stay here. Do you want to do that?
Okay, sure, absolutely.
then-
Yeah.
Because I want you to see the card that Linda. It tickles me. So Amanda, it's on my Pam Coxwell Designs Facebook page. I forgot about that we're streaming on YouTube and all the places. So, all right. So I'm going to minus Christy and I'm going to move so that Linda can show you what she made with the printables. Okay.
Okay. And Linda is like totally new at this. Okay. So just bear with me. And if there's anything I'm doing that you don't understand or you can't see, please talk about that in the little
Can I
comments.
help you in any way?
Okay. So here's the deal. Pam said, "Hey, this is what I'm getting ready to do." And when she showed us the pictures, they were so beautiful. And so then she said, "Hey, do you want to make something?" And I thought, well, of course. But the thing about it is y'all, I'm getting to that age where, like, in my mind is one thing, but reality is totally different. So like in my mind, I'm like 30 pounds lighter and,
You're preaching to the choir. We're all
so,
in this together.
okay. So when I went home to work on this card, and here's the thing, I used to be a card maker, like serious card maker years ago. And then I went, because it was rubber stamping. And then I went into, like the digital stuff. So I gave away all my stamping stuff, which was a big mistake. But so in my mind, I had one project in my head, but in reality, my supplies didn't exist anymore.
Oh, because
so
that makes sense.
Right. And that was really
makes
tough.
sense. You're gonna love though what I'm very impressed. So show them what you're gonna make.
Okay. Oh, okay. So here's the card, regular card out of the box from Walmart. And when you open it up, it's got I'm gonna call it designer paper. Okay.
It is.
It's got the designer paper, and then the card inside is made with the paper, and it's got a little bit of bling. I always
Turn
like
it on
bling.
the side so they can see the dimension to it. Here. Okay. Like this.
Yeah.
Can
so
y'all see it's
got layers.
Yeah.
It's got the layers. I've always loved the little foam, sticker things that make things stand up a little bit better. So that's what we're going to talk through today. Okay. All right.
And I'll be doing comments. So if you've got questions, I'll watch for them. Okay.
Yes.
So you can go ahead and show them how you did it.
Okay. So, first of all right, where, Pam, is there like?
Oh, I got to add it. I'm sorry. We got a little bit sidetracked earlier because we were trying to get Christy to be able to hear me. All
okay.
Right, now let me slide this over. Okay, there you go. And do you need it to come closer?
You know what I think is that you guys that are watching, is that going to be close in enough for you? If you'll comment about that, we might be able to get it larger, but this is not my thing. So
you're doing great.
Okay. So when I started card making, one of the things that I had to do was I had to be really careful about the money that I spent, because we just really didn't have it. And so I learned how to save all my scraps, and all, that stuff just never was put in the trash. And the thing that was so exciting to me is that when Pam printed off some of the prints and showed them to us, immediately I thought, oh my gosh, I've got that red in the drawer in my craft room, and it's going to match perfectly. Well, it really does. I mean, the red looks like it was just made to go together. Well, then as I got to working on this, let me see if I can find one of the sheets. Okay, so here is a print that was just printed off of, it was printed off of a laser printer that I have at the house, a color laser printer. But the colors, I think, are pretty much what Pam had when she printed out the paper. So the red looked really good. Well, the blue, this is kind of more of a turquoise color. Oh my gosh, it looked really good with it as well. Well,
I feel like the camera doesn't do it justice either. The camera's kind of faded looking, but it's, and she already had all that paper.
Yeah, I already had. I mean, y'all, this paper is probably 15 years old. I just never had a project that I felt like I could, that I had the coordinating colors for it. Well, then also in that same stack of paper,
I love that,
was the purple. And you might have a hard time seeing, but the purple in the background paper brings out the purple. Let me see if I can get still on that.
Now, it's very sensitive. It was doing that yesterday.
Yeah. I probably need to put it down.
Yeah.
But the purple brings out the purple in her picture. And then there was like the navy paper that was back there. And the navy goes with it great. So I'm hoping that with the different artwork that's coming through in the months, you'll find a great way to use the stash that you have that's been just waiting for the Pam Coxwell designs. Okay. All right. So here we go. The first thing I did, and I would always do this, is I would take my cardstock and I would just, cut it straight down the middle and get 2 sheets that would be used as cards, folded in half. And I really like a card that stands up pretty much like this. I had a long time ago someone say to me, well, I don't know how to do that for you to see, but they said, Linda, your cards that you send out are kind of like a present all by itself. I have a hard time throwing them away. And that was a nice compliment, but it was like, oh gosh, when I make a card, it needs to be one that will stand up, sort of like as a decoration. So this card is a landscape. And Pam said, well, when you work on the card, give the measurements of the paper sizes that you cut out. And I am going to tell you that measuring and cutting with a ruler is not something that I ever do on my cards, because what I pretty much learned to do was to, like, if this is my base card, I would take my next layer, and I'm big on layers. I just like layers. If you line up 3 corners and you say to yourself, okay, well, I pretty much like the size between the color and the actual sheet itself. Am I making sense to you guys? If you like those edges and the size of it, then I would just take a little pencil. Let me see if you've got a pen. And I would mark where I needed to cut at the top and the bottom. And that would help me trim my papers down to the size that I wanted. So I could put this in my paper trimmer and I could cut down this side. I can go to the mark that I cut here and cut across here. And pretty much I would have the size of paper that I needed. So rulers and measuring and Linda do not get along well.
But that's good though, because that way that makes it more versatile for them to use what they have. And that's what we're trying to promote.
That is a great, yes.
To use what you have.
So on a white base card, I usually like to put some kind of color. So that's why I chose a solid color here. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and tape that down.
And that's the same tape runner that Christy had.
All right, there we go. So there's the first part of the base. And the next part originally was going to be the pretty paper. But I personally didn't like how the designer paper just kind of got lost into the color of the background. So I thought, again, I need to, excuse me, Pam. Let me
What
get
you
that
need me
right
to hand
here.
you? I'm trying to be her assistant.
Okay. So the next thing I decided to do was to layer it again because I really like the way the white pops out, and then it helps to where you can see the designer paper better. Okay. So somewhere around here we go. I've got the sheets already cut. All right. Now, if I'm talking too fast or if I need to slow down for any reason, please make a comment about that.
That's the turquoise. It's kind of a turquoise color.
Yes.
April.
Yeah, it's a pretty greenish blue.
Yeah.
Yeah, turquoise I think is probably the best way to describe that. And the reason I decided not to do the red again is because I just thought, oh wow, I wonder how this is going to look with some of those other colors of paper that I have. So I've got that layer right there. And really, I did not measure any of these because I cut them down there in the warehouse.
I'm kind of glad that you did that. I think that makes it more versatile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so here's the thing. This is kind of like GPS. GPS says if you've got 3 coordinates, then you can get a location, an exact location. And so think of it as laying down your 3 corners that you can see. If your 3 corners give you an edge that or a border that you're happy with, then when you put down that 4th corner, you've got everything in a good spot. Okay. All right. So there's the base part of the card. And the next thing I did was I wanted to just highlight one of the butterflies. Now on the red card, I cut out a red circle and a white circle. And I failed to bring a white circle with me. So, but that's what card makers do. They like take mistakes and turn them into even something better. So I did cut out a matching blue card or a blue circle. And
I like that.
Here's what was so cool.
I like it.
Was when I cut out the butterfly, this time I left some white border, around the actual butterfly. But on the first one that I didn't leave any border at all. And so without having the white in the background on this turquoise circle, the white trim around the butterfly just really makes it pop. And I was telling Pam that last night when I was working on this, and I was thinking, oh my gosh, I have this thin metal wire that I've had for probably 20 years that I've never used, and it would be great for the antennas. So the next time I make this card at the house, I will cut off these antenna and replace it with the wire, and then also maybe give it some curly, roll some curly cues in it. Okay, so there is the circle part. Okay. And the next part, which is the greeting down here in the bottom. All right.
Do you need this other page? Oh, there it is. I moved it.
Oh, yes. Okay. So
I asked her to show y'all how she did this because
yes.
She took do you have the original?
Yep. It's all right there.
Okay. So this is part of the butterfly cluster set that's on the website. And so the way I designed it, I was thinking this could be bookmarks or it could be a frame around your thing, but she thought of it as making it smaller for the cards. So I asked her to show y'all how she made it smaller to be able to
Right.
use it.
Right.
her
And this
card.
actually came out of a discussion. Brandy and I were over in the warehouse, and we were just talking about the sizes of things. And I always look at these products from the standpoint of a card maker. And I really struggled at first because things were not sized more for cards, the smaller greeting cards. And Brandy, in her young 20-something year age knowledge, she was like, oh, well, you can reduce it on the printer. And I was like, oh, that's right. So here's what I want you to see. This is an entire regular size sheet of paper printed straight from the file.
So this is how the printable is set up. When you
Yes.
when you get that bundle, you said it. I'm just going to re-say it. So you get the bundle and you print it out. It's going to be like this.
Yes.
So Linda
Okay.
took it
Uh-huh.
and reduced it.
And so this is the same exact sheet of paper, but it's printed at 50% of the size. It was reduced. Now, when
that's in your printer settings.
And that's in your printer settings. So as a matter of fact, I'm thinking probably a lot of you are going to download your file, and it's going to open up probably in like an Adobe Reader because it is a PDF.
Mhm.
And so when you open up your file, just simply go to the printer like you're going to send anything to print. And if you go a little bit farther down the selection, it's going to ask for size. Like, do you want it to
It's probably
be
automatically 100%.
Yes.
It's going to be automatically that.
Yes, because I think it says like fit to size.
Mhm.
And then you may have to select custom.
Mhm.
And when you do custom, play around with it a little bit.
Mhm.
I was thinking, well, my cards are about, well, they are half the size of a sheet of paper. So the first time I printed this, I printed it off at 50% of the size. And looking at it, I wasn't too sure if I was still going to have enough space for some of these phrases to fit on my card. So I thought, well, let me do it one more time, reduce it even more. And this is the entire sheet of paper reduced at 38%.
So hang on just a second. So she printed this out.
Mhm.
So what she could do once she figured out 50%, oh wow, I could get 2 on here.
Mhm.
So you print it out once, you turn your paper around and run it back through, then you get another
Yes.
copy right there.
Yes. And as a matter of fact, if you know your printer well enough, I would almost even say turn your paper around again
Mhm.
and feed it through so you've got 4 copies
Mhm.
on one sheet of paper, especially when you reach that point where you've worked with your design and your card enough that you know how you basically know the size that you want and you're happy with it, and then print out at least 4
Mhm.
off of a sheet of paper so you're ready to build your cards whenever. So yes, so 50% and 38%.
Okay.
Okay, so I took the phrase that I liked, and I really liked the new creation in Christ. And then for my project, let me have that turquoise right there. Yeah. I went ahead and just.
Oh, I see.
Yep. Oh,
That's
okay.
So there again, you could do a whole. You could fill that up and then cut them down, couldn't you?
Yes, you sure could.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I just, like to have that little border. And because I don't have my little small cutter with me right now, I'm just going to hand trim this. And I don't know if card making folks still do this, but one of the things that was big back when I was doing lots of card making was we would take our paper And to try to give more texture to your card, we would simply poke holes, into it. Oh, you can't see that.
I wondered what that was. It looks like a
Yeah. So this, okay.
Oh no. It looks like a ice pick, a needle
Okay. So this,
is a weapon.
this is a card
It's a
maker's.
weapon.
This is a card maker's weapon. Okay. So this one right here really and truly is not a card maker's tool. This is when I veered off into cookie making. And you see those videos where they do the icing and they spread the icing all around.
So we're helping you use all that stuff you have.
That's right. So it's just simply a really sharp pointed thing. And now you want to do your dots where they're kind of evenly spaced. And I don't think I have it with me. Pam, do you see a plastic square that is about this size? It might be in that bag.
Oh, this bag?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I don't think I brought it with me, but it's a template that has it set up to where you punch in on the plastic template and it gives you the evenly spaced holes.
Okay.
So that's what I did on the card here. Can you see that in the corners? And I did a really terrible job of putting those in. You see how they're crooked?
It's okay. Keep going.
Okay.
We don't want them.
Okay.
Don't.
All righty.
She's a retired teacher, so she
Okay.
catches the typos.
Yeah,
and the errors.
there we go. So
That's right.
if you'll hand me some puffy foam things.
Okay.
Yeah. And we will just mount this with our foam dots. I tell you what, I love these things. Back when I first started card making, I bought my rubber stamps from a company where you had to trim the rubber and mount them. You had to mount the stamp onto the piece of wood. And some of you guys might know what I'm talking about. But when we did that, we saved those leftover foamy rubber parts. And now you can just buy them. And this is like the greatest thing ever. So there you go.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. What do y'all think?
Now, I'm a blingy kind of gal when it comes to cards. So I did add some of the gold gemstones, I guess, to my original card. And I like that whole idea of putting things in odd numbers. So I've got 5 up here. And then I decided to add 2 more so that the phrase had one. And
somebody could use that after you could display that. That's really pretty.
Yeah. And then I have this other 15-year-old bottle of, it's called Glossy Accents. It's a dimensional product. And so what I did was I put it on the butterfly dots and the butterfly's body.
That's so cool. Debbie said it's pretty. Deborah loves it.
Yeah.
Everybody loves it.
Well, thank you guys.
Tony.
But
show them the envelope.
The envelope. Oh my gosh. Y'all, this was so exciting and it was so simple. All right, let me show you what I did. I took a piece of tracing paper.
So April, you had asked about this one day this week, and Linda didn't know you asked me that. This is what it looks like printed on tracing paper.
Yes.
And I'm going to find the vellum.
Okay. And I've always loved using vellum. But back when I was doing card making, vellum was one of those pricier things that I couldn't really afford to have much of.
So this is vellum on the left, and this is tracing paper.
Yes.
This is more like tissue. It's really flimsy.
Yeah, it's much thinner.
And this is thicker.
But
if that helps you.
But let me show you this. So I was catching Pam's video last night around 11:30, and she was talking about, some of these printables you can print right out and put them in a frame. And I think you were even, maybe you said something about vellum and the hand lettering. And hand lettering in the scripture journaling I want to get into, but I'm not there yet. So I did put this on the computer and typed it out. Well, I put it out there and printed it on the transfer paper. And that's
Tracing paper?
tracing paper. Tracing
okay,
paper.
I want to make
yes.
sure.
Yes, tracing paper. And it shows
that.
through so prettily. Now, if you do put your tracing paper into your printer, you've got to secure it down to another sheet of paper that is going to go through. Now, let me share with you some things I learned. I used my tape runner and put it across the top, stuck it to just a regular sheet of paper, and it printed great. When I got ready to take it off of the paper, you can see here by the edges that are all messed up, it was really stuck. And so I would suggest that you use one of your less tacky types of adhesive so that you can pull that off with no trouble. Or save it for a project where you know you're not going to go all the way to the edge. Now, the tracing paper that I used, I picked up from, probably that hobby store, lobby. And it is on a pad. There's 50 sheets to it. And I think it cost me like $5. That's how inexpensive it was.
You could take a picture of it and then come back and put it in the comments, and then they'll see it.
Oh, that'd be wonderful. Okay.
Yeah, so we'll do that.
All right. And then I do want to tell you that on that pad of paper, that pad is larger than an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. So I did have to trim it to fit a regular sized sheet of paper first and then tape it down. Now, trimming paper that is that thin on one of those paper cutters that I guess it's called like a guillotine, the kind with the handle, it may be a little tough because sometimes when you cut down on that type of cutter on something really thin, it wants to not cut. So you may find that you'll have to trim that by hand. That's what I ended up having to do to get this to fit around the edges of my paper.
I like it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so here's what happened. I took just a regular envelope, and I was really proud of this because it was so simple. That's what made me really happy. Open up your envelope. And Pam, have you got a pencil handy?
Yeah, somewhere.
Okay.
Somewhere.
So,
Maybe erasable pen.
oh, sure. Erasable pen is fine.
No pencil. It's kind of like the shoemaker's children have no shoes. There's a pencil.
Yeah.
My stuff gets legs and I can't find it.
All right. So I'm simply tracing right at the edge of my envelope.
And this is the tracing paper?
This is the tracing paper,
okay.
Right. And y'all, it is so pretty on this pretty much translucent sheet of paper. Okay. You can't see that too well, but you know what I'm going to do? So that you can see it, I'm going to...
oh, that's all right.
Is it okay?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
It's fine.
Now, you can trim this by hand right there on the lines. And it's not something that you have to feel like, oh my gosh, I've got to be so careful. No, not really.
I think y'all are going to get excited about this. We've had some really good ideas because Christy's Shrinky Dink was awesome and using that with a card. I mean, there's so many options. So we've had a good little card making marathon.
So if you'll notice, the tracing paper is the exact same size as the envelope, but you don't want that really, because the regular adhesive to the envelope is here. So I thought, how do I trim this down? Well, here's what I did. I brought the tracing paper down pretty much to where I felt like I was happy with that border on the envelope.
You
And
could put this blue behind it, and they'll be able to see it better.
Oh, that's
now,
wonderful. Thank you.
Now, y'all, does that help y'all?
Okay. So I placed it where I thought it would be good. And then I simply just kind of made a mark on the tracing paper on the edge, just for the sides. I didn't really do anything to the top triangle part. And since I didn't want to put a crease down here by folding it flat all the way, because I wasn't sure if it would show. So I just put it together, trying to be careful. I didn't let that fold go all the way down. And I just took my scissors and trimmed it off.
And save all your scraps, because you'll be able to use these in lots of places.
And
look at that, y'all.
That just, I
got to trim the length.
Yep, forgot about that. It's like, wait a minute, what's wrong? And so just holding it up to the envelope, because this bottom part doesn't get seen at all. And as a matter of fact, when I worked on my envelope last night, I did not even put any adhesive on the bottom part of this tracing paper. I just put it up here at the top.
I love it.
Yeah. So, I'm so sorry. Okay, so goodbye, you guys. This was
we're not going to cut it off.
No, listen, this was really fun. I really enjoyed it. And I hope Pam will ask me to come back for something else one day.
All right. So, Christy, I'm going to bring you back. All right. So let me take this away. Come back, Linda. Thank y'all both.
That was neat, Linda.
This was fun.
That was amazing.
Doing a marathon. I love it. And I hope it helped everybody have some ideas, whether you're using my printables or not, that it's not hard to make cards, and it's good for your heart to make cards and art for other people. It just
people love to get them handmade.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Thank you, Christy. And thank you for everybody watching over on Christy's page. Yes, Tony said, thank you, Linda. You did great. You did do great.
You.
And I've got a link if you want to learn more about the ART Printables. We would love to have y'all join us in this very new club, and y'all can help us decide the sizes and all of the fun stuff that we're going to be working on. But we've got a new theme every month. So this month is butterflies. Next month will be crosses. So it's going to be fun.
I'm excited for that.
Yeah, it's going to be good.
I might have to come back.
I want you to. All right. Thank y'all so much. And thank y'all for staying a little bit longer so we could show you all the fun stuff that we have for you. And we'll be back tomorrow. And Brandy's got a secret little project for us. Not secret.
I think, to me, it's like an unknown kind of
it's fun
activity.
You're going to love it.
Mm-hmm.
So y'all come back. All right. Thank you,
Bye.
everybody. Y'all go have a wonderful Wednesday. All righty. Hope your grandma continues to heal, Christy.
Thank you. Me too.
All righty. Bye-bye.